Southeast Asia, where beauty and breathtaking views converge. From the crystal clear waters of Thailand's beaches to the lush, green terraces of Vietnam and the bustling markets of Malaysia, every corner of this region offers a new adventure, a new vista, a new story. But Southeast Asia is not just about postcard-perfect landscapes. Gone are the days when this region was seen as only a traveler's paradise. Today, Southeast Asia is a hub of innovation, technology, and economic growth. Modern skylines soar above ancient temples, and bustling urban centers are alive with the energy of progress and opportunity. Leading this charge into the future is Grab, a tech giant that has transformed transportation and delivery services across the region. Their cutting-edge solutions are not just shaping the way people move and live, but are also driving significant economic development. So, when you're investing in Grab, you're not just betting on a company. You're investing in the dynamic future of a region that is evolving, innovating, and thriving.
What's up, chump change investors and CCI family? It's your main man back with the game plan again. You know how it goes. Look, pardon me with this smirk on my face and is laughing, but if you just watched that one, man, if you saw old boy get on his knees on that front porch and pull them groceries out, man, I was in here crying, I swear. See, I had to stop for a minute. Now, there's nothing wrong in the world with having a side hustle like DoorDash and the rest of them, which is kind of what Grab is. Because I've done it. I'm still connected with them if I have to do it again. But if I get to somebody's house and get on my knees on their front porch, it's over. That's all I can tell you. It's over. It's completely over. All right, I'm going to try to compose myself. I hope y'all had a great week last week. I surely did. It was one of them weeks that kind of kept you on edge of your seat because it kept going up and coming back. You know how that goes, but that's the game we play, and I loved it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. But it ended us off in a spectacular way. I mean, I couldn't ask for better. It was a great ending to a great week, you know. So I also want to thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for the love of the last video. We broke a record. I'm happy. Like I said, I'm doing this for a reason. So it really made me happy to see the number of views. And I'm going to keep trying to keep beating each one of them. Okay? So this week, what I'm bringing to you is another banger. It's from about 4 or 5 videos back, but I always speak about it, which is Grab, as you can see from the thumbnail, okay? Grab off the chain, and this week, something lit a fire under them, and they broke the $4 range. So we're going to get into that now and keep the laughs going, all right? Be right with you. All right, so before we get right down to business, I'm going to take time out to welcome a special guest, my boy Michael Myers, because he's my favorite slasher and Halloween's coming up. So watch out, because him and his boys are going to be joining us during this broadcast, so they may jump in at any time. They want to learn too. Watch out. Now, back to the regular story. My main reasons that I think Grab shot up this week is mainly because of their strong second quarter results. Plain and simple. Okay? Grab reported, I think it was like 77% year over year revenue growth. Okay? They're on track not only to surpass that, but they also saw significant increases in their sales, period. Not to mention that they are about to turn profitable, which is a big plus. Okay? I think right now they're only like negative 0.05. It's nothing for them to turn positive right now, which I'm hoping and praying that they do. Okay? Not only have I taken notice of this, but of course the big wigs have taken notice, which made them raise their price point for Grab. Okay? So which was in the lower 4 range. Okay? In the lower $4 range. Now it's been set at $4.73. Okay, so analysts and all have pushed the price point up on it. All right, which $4.73 is what I call a good common sense standpoint on that price. Okay, and you'll get to know what kind of investor I am as we continue to go along. Okay, you have investors that are aggressive investors, passive investors. Me, I chose my own lane. My lane is FTC, which is fundamentals, technicals, and common sense. Okay, as far as fundamentals, I use 40% of that because they're very important when it comes to setting up the background of the companies you want to invest in, checking their financials, their business model, who's running the company, how the company's ran, so forth and so on. Very important. Technicals are very important to a degree. I don't go overboard in technicals, but I use them for what they're meant to be used for. So if I'm doing my trades, whether day, swing, leap trades, I can calculate certain things by using the technicals, and we'll get into that shortly in the future here. Okay? And common sense is common sense. If you don't have any of that, which I consider the most important part, please go and get you some common sense. Okay. All right. Now, I break it down into 40, 30, 40. 40 for fundamentals, 30 for technicals, 40 for common sense. Huh? Oh, you say I can't add because that's not 100%. Well, you're right. I believe wholeheartedly that if you put all or your all into something, you shouldn't put 100%. I believe you should put 110%. So that's where I get my calculations. Okay. So back to Grab. Again, their price point is now set at about $4.73 per share, which is pushing the price point up, which is making all the other investors very interested now. And they're jumping in, which pushed the price up this week. Okay, I've seen valuations as high as $6.30. Hey, it would be a wonderful thing, but I'm not pushing for that so fast, but it is possible, and when it comes, I'll be very, very happy. Okay? Push beyond that. And it will. But you got to give it time, because remember I told you, Grab, since I've been in it, Grab moves in slow little batches. Okay? So that's what it is with Grab right now. Now, again, I can't tell you whether to buy, hold, or sell, but I can tell you to pay attention. Okay? And if you're a beginning investor, you don't have much, but you want to see how this game is played, then this is the type of stock that you're looking for. Okay? You have a low enough price point now that you can accumulate a nice sum of shares for the low while it is low. Because when it explodes, it's going to explode. Okay. Now, if you think about your Ubers, your Grubhubs, your DoorDashes here in the U.S., they all started with a low base point. Okay, and they've grown tremendously, especially Uber. Okay, now just figure if Uber was all by itself. Okay, so pay attention to Grab. They're doing big things, they're about big things, and they're taking over their entire region. Okay, and I'll show you a few little pieces here about them as well. Okay, so when taking a look at the earnings and the financials of Grab, we see that Grab on Friday closed just over $4 at $4.07. Okay, however, during the week they had went as high as the 430s. And everybody, Wall Street said, ho, 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 little soldier, let's slow your roll, and they backed off them a little bit, okay? So they brought them on back down, but we're still over that $4. So that's a positive, okay? We've been edging at that 4 for the entire year. Now we're over. Even with the election and things going on, I don't see them dropping below it right now. I see this being like the base, or what we call the support. Okay, that's a little technical vocab for you. You have resistance and you have support. Okay, and right now I see the support range for Grab being at about $4.04 right now. Okay, right around between 4 and 4.04. I don't see us dropping below it at this moment. Okay, but it is an election year. You never know what's going to happen. However, if they do drop below it, it's time to go shopping. It's on sale. Okay, so that's how that game goes. And as with the analysts, as you can see here, it's been a strong buy, but it's definitely an extreme strong buy right now. Not telling you to buy, hold, or sell, but it's an extreme buy by the analyst. You feel me? Also, the earnings forecast you see there for the EPS forecast is looking up right now, as we've been saying anyway. And there we go there for the valuation. I told you they got it at 6.24 on this one. So it ranges between 620s to 630s. I've seen it at. Either way, I agree it is a high ranking right now for it. I'd love to see it get there, and I know it will get there. But as for right now, within the next 6 months to a year, I don't see it hitting that right this moment. But any given Sunday, just like the NFL. So that's my take and our take right now as far as chump change investments. Okay, now last but not least, just to give you a little heads up on support and resistance, so that when we do get into it in terms of trading as opposed to buying and holding, you'll have a little leg up and understand what I'm talking about. If you see here where the highest point on the Grab chart here almost reached 435, okay? You would kind of think that would be our resistance, but I wouldn't plan it out that way. Resistance or support, we want numerous touches to that baseline before we would absolutely call it resistance or support. Okay, so come down just a little bit here under that peak. Right at 420, we have 1, 2, and 3 that we can call touches. So I would right now personally call that my area of resistance. Okay, which means we have to get up back to and above that 420 level before we surpass that peak again. Okay, so that's kind of our resistance. Now, as far as support, again, we want at least 3 touches. Come down to where it says 405 here. You have 1, 2, 3 area touches in that area. Remember, I said I would call the support level right now between 4 and 404. And that's the reason being that I have my 3 touches, which makes me a little more comfortable calling that my support level. Okay, so that's just a little quick thing on resistance and support, but we'll get into it further. It goes a little deeper, but we'll get into it, okay? And so that's about it today for Grab, okay? And again, I appreciate you very much spending your time with me today. Diving into the world of Grab, investing in your future, investing in our future as chump change investors. Sky's the limit. All right? So I'll see y'all next week or before, because if something comes up, I'm coming in. You can count on that. All right? So thank y'all again for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your hours of your weekend. Have a financially successful week ahead. Love y'all. Thank you. See you next time. This is Chump Change out.